Hey, funnel hackers, online marketers, and anybody interested in the world of sales funnels. This is the next episode of Funnel.Expert podcast where we interview funnel masters who are absolutely winning with their funnels. During each episode, we'll hack their knowledge to learn the business and mindset shifts that allow them to succeed in their work and life. During this episode, it's my honor to introduce a legend in the sales funnel community in his own right, one of the main ClickFunnels ambassadors, two Comma Club Award winner doing millions per year with his funnels, and the author of the super exciting funnel book, Danny Walsh. Danny, thanks for being on the show and accepting my invitation. I'm a huge fan of your work, the level and speed of how you execute ideas, and how you always stay on the forefront of sales funnels never fails to amaze me. So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I think I'm honored to be on the show. It's amazing what you do, and it's great to connect with folks in the community. I look forward to this. Let's go.
Great. So we're always looking to hacking or guest knowledge. So we would like to know more about your journey, how you got into the world of sales funnels, and what insights you had during your journey. So where did it all start?
Oh man, I've always turned my hobbies and interests into business ventures, right? So, oh man, going back over 20 years, sort of 43 now, which is like scary. He's sort of getting older, right? So probably 18 years of age, I registered my first ever domain name. And this was like the AOL days, right? And we had to borrow a credit card off my buddy who had a credit card. Like we registered this thing and created a music business. We all wanted to be rappers and DJs, right? And we created something that was quite cool, and we ended up doing events and DJing, and that was like my first ever business all those years ago. And because we never had any money, right, we always had to figure out, how do we get the idea in front of people? And obviously the internet was emerging. I think we had a website built in what was Macromedia Flash, right? And Adobe didn't
Funny.
even like exist, I don't think. And we had this Flash website with all these things that moved and videos embedded. We just got what money we could and reinvested it. We were more interested in the sound system and the DJing and the clubs and the crazy parties and things like that. But quite quickly, that turned from doing music to teaching like young people and kids how to DJ and trying to get them off the streets, right? To get the kids out of the estate and out of the streets area. So we did that for a while, and that kind of progressed my career from teaching kids to helping communities and working in communities to help them get funding. And all of this stuff needed the internet. So as we moved through the years, I figured out how to build a website, how to use WordPress, how to use Photoshop. That was like we hired this guy and he came into our like charity that we used to run for kids. And he said, "Do you not use Photoshop?" And he showed me how to use layers and how to drag things around and cut things out. And I was like, you could do that. And like the penny dropped. So all throughout the years doing music, doing fishing, doing the stuff for kids with like the sports and the boxing and all of this crazy stuff, community work, working in the local authority, everything required the internet. And I kind of stumbled across like JV Zoo and affiliate marketing, and I figured out that you could buy these like cheap software for like $97. I was terrified like buying my first ever software. It was like, I really need this thing, but is it a scam? And I put my card in and I bought some crazy like sketch software. It is called Easy Sketch Pro. It was by Andrew Fox and Paul Lynch years ago on JV Zoo. I also bought into a thing called Social Lead Freak by Ali G. These guys, I've known these guys for years, right? And I was then using these softwares and selling these things back to like the council and the charities and stuff, saying, hey, we could get you leads on Facebook when this thing started to emerge. We could do these crazy videos and we could do these posters and stuff in Photoshop. And I kind of forged this like working with clients' business from a very early age. And we did internet radio and we did all these crazy things. Everything needed the internet. Everybody wanted to be on the internet. And I built this like website business and had all like servers and building everybody's sites. And oh man, we're 10 years in now. This is like a big journey. But one day I wake up and the phone's ringing. And I'm like, why is my phone ringing so much? And I'm like, hey, where's my website, Danny? The website's not working. The website's broken. And this is going crazy, right? And it turned out that the WordPress server, where I had like 80, 90 websites for all different businesses and people, had fried.
Wow, shared hosting, right?
This thing was like, yeah, fried chicken. It was toast. I rang up the support guys and they're like, but the backup's not working and there's all these problems and we're really sorry. And I literally overnight lost like the whole infrastructure and I couldn't get it back. There's like 90 WordPress sites, right?
All gone.
All gone, toast. And they
Wow.
said they needed to replace the hard drive in the server, but the backup data was corrupted. And I paid a lot of money for this. I was like, oh, dude, what do you do?
Yeah.
Obviously, people don't want to be very pleasant when you ruin the business overnight, right? So I salvaged 9 or 10 of these clients, and the rest of them, there's nothing I could do. And I needed a fast solution for like getting these guys back online. And that's where I kind of got into the ClickFunnels world and recognized ClickFunnels, and I could use drag and drop and I could get it. And from there, I've kind of taken all of that knowledge, all of that learning, everything that we've done over the years, all of the successes, all of the failures, and put everything into ClickFunnels. And now you kind of move forward to now. It's just been one crazy ride.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's an amazing story that I can
Crazy.
relate to a lot. Like, you just don't know what you get into when you start out, and you have to learn all these um, caveats, to running a business and making sure that you're reliably serving clients.
Yeah.
And that's where, a good software choice makes a lot of difference. And obviously, ClickFunnels is great at it. They have like redundant servers across the globe. So
Yes.
it's never like you have your client site on one single hard drive, and
Yeah.
then when that's gone, it's all gone. And
That,
and
that
they
that was the worst like day ever, right? For
yeah,
business. But you've kind of got to pick yourself up and keep moving. And not every client wanted to carry on. What could I do? I had to do something. I could have just gone away and hid, but we kept moving.
great. All right. So uh aside from that journey, you do a couple of things for and with ClickFunnels. You're one of the ClickFunnels ambassadors. Can you tell a bit about what you do for the community, where people can see you? Because I see you very often and I learn all these things from you, and you're the guy who brings us the news about what's new in the ClickFunnels world. So how do you got into working with ClickFunnels, and if you could just briefly describe the work you do with them and for them.
So ClickFunnels has always been, since that day when the server died, that's ClickFunnels has always been the salvation, right? This has been, I've put everything into that, been to all the events, and quite quickly, again, I started building up rapport in the community. And if you go back to sort of 2016, 17, I was the guy that everybody tagged in that ClickFunnels community. Right now, 2024, recording this, there's 300,000 people in that group. Back then, I don't know, maybe there was 20, 30,000. The affiliate program was just starting. And this was ClickFunnels Classic. It was back in the day. And everybody wanted a funnel, right? Russell does an amazing job at marketing, and that's the whole point. People needed a funnel. They knew they needed ClickFunnels. And the community was, totally amazing place. I took a break from building funnels for other people and concentrated on building my own business. We built out a hobby interest business in fishing, and we sold $3 million in fishing tackle and built a big community and did the thing, right? So rather than teaching people how to, some theory or something that I've relied on from the past, I spent a lot of time traveling. I was speaking on stage. I did all this crazy stuff. And I came back to the UK and I was like, look, I need to build my foundation. I need to build a family. I need to build a business that works. So I kind of taken some time away from the ClickFunnels group as somebody who would deliver services or build funnels. And I went to do it all for myself. So I kind of didn't ignore the group, but I just wasn't participating as much. And the intention of all of that was to kind of come back in the future at some point. Obviously, COVID and all of the things around that came in. The fishing business wasn't quite what it was. We built our family with a couple of kids, and like I thought, man, this is probably the best time to come back into ClickFunnels now because I need to work from home. The COVID situation has caused lots of problems with the quality of the fishing product. And you're like trying to sell this stuff and maybe it's breaking because it's not the best. And I came back into the group and I was like, this is not the same, right? This is not the same community. And there was all these like scamming things going on and crazy stuff going on in there. And it was over saturated with man, just things that weren't in alignment with ClickFunnels. And 2.0 had kind of started to materialize as well. And Russell was doing these lives. And I kind of got a feeling that people were not doing what they should be in the group. It wasn't conducive to people being successful as much as what it used to be. And I reached out to Russell and said, hey, is there anything I can do based on my experience and everything I built up with my communities to help ClickFunnels? And he replied, and I was like, cool. Like, we're having a conversation with Russell Brunson. What do we do to make this a better place for ClickFunnels customers based on all of this stuff I've done in communities over the year, all the stuff I've done with hobby interest, understanding funnels? And we had a conversation, and I've managed to find a place in the organization working for Laura Demetrius, basically, who's the director of communications. I work in community outreach with these guys, and we developed an ambassador program. Got an amazing team. And we also developed a content program to support what's going on with Funnel Hacker TV. And we use our ambassador program in that group to answer people's questions, provide better content, to make sure that the spammers are no longer in there. We can remove people. We rewrote the rules. We reconfigured the group. And fast forward nearly 12 months, we've been doing this now. The spam has decreased, engagement's increased, more people are getting value from the group, and we've kind of put the brakes on the direction it was going, changed that around, and brought in people from that community who are very, very good at helping, and they want to help without expectation. And we've created this program and we've created this mechanism to make sure that anybody in there gets the help and support they need. They're not getting spammed, and we're building content and we're building quality now as we move forward. And that's just like a dream, right? That's an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
There's so many cool people at ClickFunnels supporting this. And I've managed to use all of my skills and expertise and knowledge over the years to focus down now on giving back to that community that's given me so much over the years, right? So it's a big thing about helping people get to where they want to be, and being able to work for ClickFunnels and for Russell in a sense. It's just an amazing place to be. So long may that continue.
Amazing. I love your journey, how you got into the world of online space and serving clients online, and then you found the right solution that had you best serve them reliably, and then you built your business on top of this solution, made it thriving. You won that award, and basically, can we say that we it allowed you to build a lifestyle business, to build a business around how you want it to work, how you want it to live, and then
Of course.
you took the action to, you know, give back and serve the community. Love how you are an action taker, and then you're not just waiting for things to get better, but you're actively doing things to
Yeah.
make those improvements happen.
I look at things like the projects. So for me, a project has a life cycle, and at the end of that life cycle, you can choose to make 2.0 version of that project and carry on, or you can look at the pros and the cons and how your life has progressed, right? So, example, the fishing, did that for 5 years. Internet radio, we did that for 5 years. The kids charity did that for 5 years. Things seem to have like a 5 year cycle. It's super important at the end of that you kind of take stock, because if the landscape has changed and you're not happy, or it doesn't suit your life and your family, you are allowed to change that, right? People buy and sell businesses all the time. People close businesses, people start new things. And it's kind of like, as your skills develop, you never lose the skills, you never lose the experience, and you can bundle that forward and pay it forward to the next step in where you're going in your business. And I always knew that coming back to ClickFunnels would always be the case. And the fishing business was always about helping people, serving people, having a big bunch of fun and going fishing. And I love this stuff, right? And we used webinars and we did things in fishing that no one would ever think of. It was like online sales
Who's
and
doing
fish talk
webinars
funnels.
for fishing?
Oh, dude, we had a challenge. We had like a carp goal challenge where we helped people go catch more carp, and like that was the goal that they wanted. And
Niche
because
of niches, yeah.
yeah, there was 300,000 people or so in the whole of the UK carp fishing specialist carp fishing industry. We had 20,000 of them in our Facebook group, right? And that is still
Massive.
continuing in a different guise. We've not canned it, we've not closed it down, but we don't sell the physical product anymore because of the quality and the shipping price and all of that stuff with after COVID. And we've got kids and a family and the lifestyles change. So we have been able to pivot using the skills that I've picked up over all of that time and been able to now present an offer, or a, the ability can be transferred to other folks in that community. You can go and do 3 million selling whatever, right? You sell whatever you want. 5 million, 10 million will help you do that. There's lots of principles that underpin the work that I've done, and some of them will never change. They always stay the same. It's like, it's a very interesting journey, but always paying it forward.
Amazing. I love it. So can you tell a bit more about how you won that 2CC award? Was that with this fishing business?
Yes, without a doubt. And we utilized, like I've explained this to somebody today, and when I explain it, the question was, well, like how did you get into that market, and how did you extract so much money, and how did you do that using a funnel? And the market, you're looking at your research of how are people selling in the market, right? And when we looked at that, there was some very big corporate organizations that owned a lot of the real estate in fishing. They own the shops, they own the big websites, and they were discounters, right? There was also eBay and second-hand sales, which was really big, and we didn't want to go down that route. So looking at how are people selling to try and model that, there was not really a workable model unless you had millions and millions of pounds to put
Right.
into, buy a big warehouse and get a bit and try and work on little tiny margins, because people were discounting and there was lots of established businesses. It was quite fierce and quite competitive. So looking at modeling how people are selling wasn't the best approach. So I looked at, how do I model how people are engaging? Because social media was popping off, right? Fishermen and fisherwomen, they want to go on there and engage with the brands. So what were the brands doing to engage? I wasn't interested in the selling. I was interested in the engagement, because you get the engagement, you can sell, right? That's like, where are the leads at? That's what I wanted to know. And I flipped the funnel hacking in my mind from modeling what works in sales and selling and upsells and all of that stuff. Nobody knew about upsells in the fishing game. I looked at the engagement and I found that the majority of the businesses in fishing that had lots of engagement, where they were actually using like Facebook giveaways, right? So they were going on the Facebook and say, hey, win a big bunch of stuff, win this fishing reel, win this rucksack, whatever it was, and comment below if you want to win. And all these people, there were thousands of comments on people's Facebook walls, all going, yeah, win, 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 win. But what they were asking folks to do was actually comment and just tag the friends. And all that was doing is creating a Facebook buzz, or a buzz on whatever platform. But it wasn't, in my mind, translating to sales. And I remember some stuff I'd read in .com Secrets and stuff that I've learned over the years about this concept of a fishbowl funnel, right? Where you would invite people to enter their name and email into a dead simple landing page in return for a chance to win. And I kind of thought, well, look, if we could drop these fishbowl funnels into this stream of traffic, it's just like going fishing, right? What do they want to eat? The fish want to eat this certain thing. Let's give them this certain thing. Where are they feeding? Hey, they're on Facebook and there's a frenzy. Let's throw the bait into the thing. And we talk about this in .com Secrets. So we created like the crudest fishbowl funnel ever imaginable to start this process off. And I literally went down to the fishing store, the competitor, kind of like gone in there. And I got some stuff off the shelf, probably, $100 worth of stuff, right? Took a picture with me with the thing, put it back on the shelf. And I've come home, I've gone into my ClickFunnels Classic account, and I've created this like very crude, hey, opt into this page if you want to win. But I also, on the thank you page, when they opted in, said, hey, step 1, join our Facebook group. Step 2, share this with your friends. And we threw up viral on the thank you page to create that viral thing that they were used to on Facebook. Step 3, get a coupon for our store, right? That was the kind of crude where it started. And over a period of months, we started to develop and grow this community. And I realized, actually, this is the way to get the leads. So we refined that process real quick. And we used the fishbowl funnel to generate literally 20,000 leads out of the deep blue sea, and made sure that everybody that came through that fishbowl funnel bought. And we had, like I say, various little offers and small products that we could source that allowed us to get an uplift on that. And when we track that back to claim the 2 Comma Club award, it's like, people will maybe do phone sales, right? So they have an application funnel and then they track that lead into where the money came from. Some of the lifetime value of some of these customers coming through that exact same process, exact same funnel was insane. Like one guy spent 35,000 over a period of time just on fishing tackle, right? So we use the fishbowl funnel to generate an insane amount of leads, and very quickly through the community, through video, through nurture, we got them to spend, and it flew, it popped off, and lo and behold, we had a fantastic year, did over $1 million in a year. And that, when it was refined, equaled that. And in total, it's done about $3 million. And it's just like, it works. We were getting 110% opt-in rates because people were opting in twice.
110% opt-in rate. I like that a lot. Who else could get that?
It's totally cool.
Yeah, I think that's very insightful. Like basically you paid attention to what was happening and what people were not doing instead of what they were doing. And you realized where the traffic is, and while everybody else was just basically creating awareness, you were capturing those leads, and that allowed you to put offers in front of them, and over time, you had this lifetime value compounding, and obviously made a ton of money.
And people would buy the same thing over and over again, right? Because when it comes to bait products, so you throw these in the water, right? Consumables, you throw them in. So the actual core products that made the bulk of that money were the same thing in a sense. And that's how you can kind of get it down to that fishbowl funnel with a few bits and pieces on the end. But one thing for sure is we didn't spend a great deal of money on ads because we already identified an organic traffic source that was already happening. The fish were there, they were ready to feed. We just threw the bait in, and we got the people who signed up before they'd even give us money. They were sharing it for an extra chance to win.
Nice.
So like the up viral thing created this momentum, and the leads like were coming. It was, oh man, it was crazy. We could repeat that process. Am I inclined to, have a building with stock and staff and all the rest of it? No, that's not where I'm at right now. And it was great. Well, we did it, but we do keep that alive, and we do have a smaller operation with our own bait that my buddy runs, and we control the quality and we know what's in the product, and we can manage it with a good enough margin and still using funnels. And that's really going to kick in this year. But we've already tested it and it works and proven, and it's like we've made money on that already. So fishbowl funnels, we love them. They do the thing, right?
So would you say that fishbowl funnel was your breakthrough funnel, the one funnel that everybody is looking for? That was your funnel that allowed you to break through.
I use it all the time, and I set up co-founded a project with a lady in America, and we've created an academy where I was kind of like helping her. She got really amazing results with it, and she kind of runs with that now. We're still in partnership, but I've taken a back seat from that. That was always going to be the plan. But we tested that, and there's a bunch of people out there building fishbowl funnels in that academy. And the training that we've done and the challenges and different things like that, it just proved the concept over and over and over again. And people are using fishbowl funnels in selling insurance and real estate and getting leads in all sorts of weird and wonderful niches. A lady messaged me last night and said she's got 130 leads in her funnel for a dog grooming business thanks to a fishbowl. And it's not costing a great deal of money. We were getting leads for 25 cents.
Wow, that's amazing.
Like, go do it. Nobody puts fake details into a giveaway because they want to know if they've won, right?
Amazing. So if people would want to learn more about fishbowl funnels, is there any place you can point them to? Because this sounds like something the audience would be interested to learn more about.
Certainly. So the vehicle that provides that is called Monster Marketing Hacks, and we did the Monster Group Challenge. So there's actually a challenge. If you go to monstergroupchallenge.com, and I can give you the links, you put them around the video, Monster Marketing Hacks, and you can find some of that on my Facebook, and you can find some of that around the place as well. There is the Academy, Monster Marketing Academy, that sits within that allows people to learn all about the fishbowl, and I am involved in it, and it's a long may it continue. It's a fantastic piece of learning, but I've kind of always knew the ClickFunnels stuff was going to get busier, which it is with the ambassadors and the things I'm doing with ClickFunnels. And I'm currently working on a not top secret, but super cool project that I know you know about because we
want to cover more about that because that got me into your funnel, and that's quite something. I'm always looking for that sensation of, hey, this is super interesting. I must know more about it. So the project, what we're going to talk about, is truly amazing, and like I said, the level of execution, the speed of execution is just amazing, and it really shows that you're a master of funnels. So yeah, if that's the next topic we could talk about, that would be amazing. So could we say that this is that excites you the most at this moment? Because I feel like this is growing, this is going to be grand, and it's growing beyond what you have imagined it to be.
Without a doubt. And I think, the pleasure of speaking to you, you're part of it, right? So I've included a lot of people in this already, and it's grown beyond what I imagined. But this, like, where were we? Like 24th of January now. This came into my head on like New Year's Day, and yesterday I wrapped up the 30th interviewing this, and we've got a big bunch of stuff. So this is exciting. We get into this, right?
Yes. Let's
So
share some details.
I've created this thing called Funnel Book, right? So the idea was we would have a book and we're going to interview 100 people and we're going to put their best tip for funnel building, or maybe they use funnels in the business, so they're on the business journey, put the best tip into the book, and we publish the book and we do some books, right? Quite quickly, that has gone from just being a book to being a 4-part series, because I want to do everybody
Wow.
justice in this.
I
So
didn't
actually,
even know where is it at right
yeah,
now.
so Funnel Book is a 4-part series that includes 100, and I've recorded 30 at this point. By the end of February, we'll have all 100 done. Some of the folks in there, like your good self, building, you've got building your own business, you've got your own funnels, you've got all sorts of different things. But I've also got people who do mindset, do coaching, do therapy, hypnotists in there. There's people who are executive coaches in the corporate sector. I've got I'm not going to drop names, right? Like, we'll put the link up and people will be able to
Sure.
check this out. But we've got a big bunch of folks in there from all over the world, from Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Africa, South Africa, America, UK, Europe,
It's
like
becoming a global movement.
global thing. And I'm not sure who's hacking funnels down in Antarctica, right? But we're rocking across the continents. We've got folks in Mexico. We've got folks like Canada. There's like, I'm not sure like if there's a bit left untouched, but if there is, we'll seek them out. And it's not about like ego. Look at us. I've got beginners in there, right? Who've never built a funnel yet, but they know that they're on the journey. And we're talking about a range of things that actually translate into tips and tricks and insight and sort of mindset and motivation and all of the ingredients that you need to run a successful business. Because you need your tech, you need your technology, right? I've got 3 principles. Technology has to work. You put the right offer in front of the right people, you fish for the right fish, and you build and maintain relationships. That's always been true across everything. And that boils down to your tech. So it's ClickFunnels or whatever you're using. It boils down to your strategy. Like, hey, well, let's go and put the thing in front of these people and use a fishbowl funnel, because that's the strategy, right? But it also comes down to your mindset. And every time I record one of these things, and I've got like 3 more to do like in the next day or so, and then there's more next week. And like I said, speaking to 100 people who are passionate about the business or getting involved in business or coaching people or whatever. We've got 2 Comma Club winners. We've got people who've been involved in Code, people who've been involved in ClickFunnels or whatever, right? All these different people. You can see that I'm passionate about this stuff.
Yeah.
Unlocking that and being able to give that back to the community at large, I think is a gift. It's a legacy, but it also opens up a lot of potential, because it's not just a book, it's not just a series of books, it's a membership, and it's the mechanism to allow people into as much or as little of this as they want. So you can get the book, you read the book, you can implement some stuff. You can get the book, you can get the remaining books, and you can join the membership. And then we bring back folks like your good self who come in there and share even more with that community. So we can not only understand the strategy and understand the technical elements and get the mindset right, we can also implement this real quick. And you said about speed of execution. I'm averaging more than 1 a day in terms of interviews, which is crazy. But the insight and the value from that, and because it's so condensed, it means that everything's current and we're having a big bunch of fun with it, and people can benefit. Every time I interview somebody, there's a connection, there's a common theme, like a golden thread that runs through the whole project so far. And it's a lot of fun. It's amazing. It's looking great. We've got the books, we've got the membership, we've got an affiliate program that's going to underpin that as well. People can even promote it. And there's a lot more to come. As soon as you sign up, nobody else knows this, but when you sign up, when the funnel goes live in a few weeks' time, the first thing we're going to do is the Funnel Book Challenge. So as soon as you come through, then there's going to be a free challenge on the back of that, which is really going to get into stuff. So you've had a little bit of a sneak peek beyond what other people might know. At this point, recording this with you right now, we are still interviewing, we're still going forward. But yes, Funnel Book, I had to do it, and I'm doing it, and it's like, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I'm just so excited about how this unfolds and like what else you're gonna drop about this.
Oh,
And I feel like this will be like, your greatest work to date. I'm sure you will like overdo it at some point, but this is already becoming your legacy, how you contribute to people who want to succeed online. And,
yes.
and I love that you raised this up, that it's not only about the tech and the software and the business knowledge, but it's about the mindset. And I like how you bring people in from other fields who help with these mindset shifts, because one paradigm shift can make you see the world in a different light, and if your thinking shifts, your business shifts. So that's
Yes.
amazing. We're gonna share links to the
Yes.
funnel book. You should absolutely get your hands on it. And aside from the knowledge that you can get out of it, just paying attention how Danny does his funnels and where he takes people, it's like it's a MBA in business in itself. So
Um,
I
oh,
absolutely love it.
I'll take that. Years ago, before I went and did the fishing, I spoke at a conference in Portugal, and it was a marketing event, and I did a thing called Funnels of the Future. And back then, I kind of said, look, funnels of the future are going to be automated, and they're going to respond to the behavior of the person that's going through them. And when you come through this funnel and you get your book, you'll see that not everybody's going to see the same page. Depending on choices you make in that funnel, it's going to take you on a slightly different journey to other people. And I'm really trying to do this all inclusive to encapsulate business owners at large who want more sales and leads and stuff, but they also want to unlock their mind. And because we are in a very fortunate position now, and I've managed to keep giving and keep sharing and keep building community and keep building those relationships, there's so many cool folks that are involved in this, and you're one of them, right? So we're definitely bringing in the big guns, as it were. But we've got some amazing content from some amazing people who just love giving, right? There's not many people in there that don't like giving, right? So it's all about the
Yeah,
the people
yeah,
who love to give, and it is fun.
absolutely. Yeah, if you start out, it's always a struggle. You have to do the learning, do the hard work. But if you're uh, open-minded and are looking for that kind of information sources where you can shorten this path, it's out there. And the funnel book will be one that the listeners should be looking for. So
Yes.
let's make it happen. Let us have our hands on it as soon as possible.
So we will be kind of pre-launch with that anyway, so you'll be able to order it for like when it comes out and start accessing some of the interviews and content and different things sooner. So I would imagine that could coincide with this interview. So I'm hoping around this video somewhere
Absolutely. We're gonna drop all the
to
links,
drop the
all the
link.
socials. Refresh your browser every day, look for Danny, and see where those interviews will pop up soon.
Yeah, and it's been so much fun to do, and this has been so much fun to do. You know, it's great connecting, and I always believe that you not one funnel away, but you one conversation away. Have the conversations that matter, because man, that's what makes stuff happen in business.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. All right, we are nearing to the end of
Yeah.
the episode, and one last question for you. What piece of advice would you share to your 20-year-old self, or people who are, right at the decision point, what they should do about their lives? They don't know if they should, get into corporate or start
Yeah.
out as an entrepreneur. What piece of advice would you give to folks who are not necessarily 20 years old, but at this decision point to, take the leap and become an entrepreneur and
Yeah.
start out maybe doing business online?
It comes back to what I've just said about that conversation. And what you might find is, look, you go on, you think, hey, I want to, I don't know, I want to play for that football team. I want to be on that TV show. I want to be in that magazine. I want to be that rapper. I want to be the DJ. I want to be the entrepreneur, whatever it is, right? You want to be that thing. So you clearly, from a young age, people will say to you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some reason we don't accomplish that thing. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a DJ. And that was one of the first things that we ever did. Is like, hey, we're going to create this thing and be a DJ, right? The way that we did that is by me not being afraid to ask, right? And if you're afraid to ask, so what you do, you pull out your phone, you type the message to the agency or the magazine or whatever, and you look at it and you think, I'm not good enough for this. They won't listen to me. They're going to think that I'm crazy or I'm not, ready for it or whatever. And you delete the message, you never send it, right? Send the message, have the conversation, ask. There was a kid and we grew up together, and he was my best friend, and we'd always go out like on the weekend. We'd go somewhere crazy, right? Whether it was like sports or I don't know, whatever, the youth club, the swimming thing, whatever it was. We was like 10 years old, right? And all of us would go and ask our mums for money. It's like, Mum, give me, I just need money, right? And your mum would be like, oh, go away, you don't have any money. But you'd get like £2 or whatever, right? To go and do some crazy activity of the weekend. Your mum knew that you would just be under her feet, right? If you didn't go. So everybody's going, all the kids are going, and you need £2 or £5, whatever it was. You go now, you say, Mum, I need the money. We're going out to the bowling or the football or whatever. She go, yeah, gotta go. My friend, he couldn't master the art of asking. And he would kind of go in and sit at the end of the sofa next to his mum, or go and make her a cup of tea and try all these different ways to get her attention. So she would finally say, what do you want? And at that point, he would very, very cautiously ask like what he wanted. And it was probably only a small percentage of the time that she would actually ask him, right? So imagine you're going out there and you're trying to get into whatever you want to be, and you're sat just outside the building. People are just going to walk past you. They don't know why you sat there. And chances are they're not going to come to you and say, what do you want, right? That's so important. It's like, what do you want? You need to go and ask for, hey, Mum, I need the money, right? That's just like fundamental. And we all kind of mastered that, except my friend. And we would all end up going like, man, he's still asking his mum for money. The football starts or the swimming thing, and we would go and just do it, and we'd come back and he would have been left out. He would still, in some cases, still be sat in the house asking for the money. A few years ago, we got a call. My friend, he passed away, man, and he didn't live a very good quality of life. And we went to the funeral and said we're goodbyes and whatnot, and his old mum was there and she was crying and all the rest of it. And it was terrible. And I've not seen him for a while. And she talked about some of the things he's been doing and what he's been up to. And it just sounded like dreadful. And it just kind of occurred to me at that point that if he would have asked for more, maybe he would have, that might have been different. I don't know. You can't put a finger on it, but certainly at that point where you know more, you man, life's over, right? So if you want some stuff, you've got the internet, you've got all these crazy apps and all this AI and all these different things. Ask. Don't assume that people are gonna just come over and say, what do you want? Because they won't. You have to make the path. And if that is hard hitting or it resonates or it helps one person listening to this right now, my work here is done. And don't let things go without asking for them, because somebody else will, and somebody else will take that opportunity.
Amazing. I just love what you have shared, going out and asking for what you want, being proactive, because, the days pass, and the worst case, what could happen if you ask is you stay where you're at.
Yes.
There's only an upside to asking,
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose. So Thanks for sharing that. It wasn't really just an interview about funnels, but the true paradigm shifts, mindset shifts. And Danny, you're doing an amazing job. The funnel book will give people so much about funnels and more that absolutely everybody should follow you and stay tuned for when that's going to come out. Because, if you could
Yeah.
share this much value in such a short period of time, just imagine what Danny has over the span of 100 interviews. So
Yeah.
I will probably listen to that, make it a habit to listen to one interview per day. So
Yeah, it's a lot, right? It's oh man, all this stuff. But you can read it in the book in a short form. You can find the ones that resonate. You can what we'll be here for another hour, dude. It's been a pleasure.
amazing. I'm so glad that you were here, Danny. And we'll make sure that all the links to your work, the funnel book, will be here, and folks can tune in and sign up and get all those nuggets inside the book and translate their business and life. So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll probably bring you back again because I feel
Let's
like
do it.
we could talk for another few hours, but
Part
just to
two,
stay
right?
safe, we should wrap it now. And for everybody listening to the podcast, uh, make sure you check out the links and stay tuned for more because we have amazing guests coming. And we just hoping that we can share as much value as Danny shared today. So thanks, Danny,
Thank
and
you.
all the best for your future work. I'll definitely be following you.
Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye bye, everyone.